Hey, I'm Jack Hunter and I solve business problems with tech. Today's problem we're going to be focusing on is how to start a YouTube channel after your 30s. Why YouTube is so important. YouTube is super important because it is the biggest search platform out there. And as a person who just started this after my 30s, the discomfort, I can't even start to tell you, is definitely worth it. And I'll tell you why. I just started my journey recently on YouTube, and I made a promise to myself that I'll be posting for every single day, one long video, and if I can do multiple shorts a day until I hit the 30 days. And as soon as I started doing that, my fear of creating content just disappeared on the literally like the first day or maybe, the first day. It just disappeared because a lot of people think when they're creating content, they're supposed to be talking about something as super niche and only focus on that. While as a business logic, that may make sense. It doesn't make sense for a person who just started their journey, that they have the content fear, they have the camera fear, they have the imposter syndrome fear. They would just not be able to make that a sustainable journey. And that's where the problem is. As we all know, consistency is the key. Hopefully, when you're in the right path, of course. And when you're consistent enough, hopefully you will notice if something is going wrong and you'll get back on path. But if you want to be consistent, you just have to talk about stuff that you genuinely enjoy talking about, that you have some experience with, that you have an opinion with. And while you're making these videos, you're going to come across people who are just going to try to drag you down, but that's what the internet is for, unfortunately. So you just need to start making content. And a lot of people might say, when you're creating content, start going back to the topic. Let's start with something niche, right? Which is something much smaller, then to become a generalist. Like this. And the difference between both is while the niche part makes a lot more sense to talk to a specific audience and resonate with them so much better, it is going to be harder to find constant topics to talk about that particular thing. And at the earlier stages, it may be challenging for you to just put yourself into a certain shape of mind and only tailor your thoughts and your videos about it. However, if you are just talking about, if you're a generalist about, let's say you're talking about money here, you're talking about systems here. I'm just going to put like 3 things that are connected. So that's systems, okay? Systems. You're talking about maybe like technology, AI stuff here. That's a robot. Here, robot. You're talking about just like politics even, right? Law, whatever you think. But you will not be running out of ideas in your mind to talk about if you're taking the generalist road. However, what will happen is it will be harder for you to resonate with people directly. It may take you longer to establish authority for that particular audience. Yet, it is going to help us achieve one and the most important thing out there for any success, and that's becoming consistent with your channel, because you will not run out of ideas, you will not run out of topics, you will always talk about something that you're genuinely enthusiastic about. And eventually, from the generalist approach, let's zoom into generalist approach, what you may discover is, hey, I don't really like talking about AI so much, so I would be talking more about money. And while I'm talking more about money, let's talk about the global economy here. That's the Earth. My drawing is not on point, but you guys get me. So, and in this model, you may be creating your own niche that you can talk about. So that way, you're not limited and bounded by a way of thinking and the stress that it puts on you to avoid you from keep going, right? You will be able to grow your channel eventually because you're consistent. You will be able to pick a niche because you're going to be talking about certain things, and by the process of elimination, you will start not talking about things that you don't enjoy. So you will only have the leftovers, which are the things that you enjoy talking about. So this is the way that I'm seeing solving the problem of what the channel is going to be about and the consistency. Now, the next part is the assistance. You are definitely going to need assistance, because unless you are already in tech, or unless you're already very technical with certain things, it's going to be hard for you to produce the content, do the recordings, editings, maybe like the distribution part, like thumbnails, you name it, right? It's just, there's a lot of things that you need to do. What I noticed is there is this one particular software that helps me a lot, and that is VidIQ. I've seen it on a lot of people's channels that they're promoting this, and I can now understand and see why. Yes, there is an affiliate link. Yes, people make money off of it. And I noticed, it's a nice thing to be rewarded for these videos. But this particular product helps with thumbnails, which I've used it, but I don't think they're there yet. I'm still discovering how that works. The other part is really important: keywords and data about them. So you can see it's like Google SEO, but for YouTube, on how the particular keywords are, whether they're on demand, whether they're on decline, how many people, like, it's just so much analytics that people, this particular product is giving you about the keywords with the appropriate tags that you can also use. That's another one. Over here, one other part that I think it's phenomenal is just title creation with AI. So it will actually tell you what exactly to say in your title. All you have to do is just copy and paste. And that, I think that's just very valuable. And I'm noticing that the more videos I make, the better it is for me to just think of the title before I make the video and then just talk about that topic, as opposed to reverse engineer, where I would make the video and then I'll try to come up with the title itself. So that's, from my finding, that works very well, and it helped me a lot, and it also keeps me on track about what I should be talking about in that video. And in addition to the title, it could also write you the description. Description is important because in the description part, since YouTube is a platform of a video, people can't really just message you or DM you or something. So over there, you can put your contact information. You can put what the video is about. And in the first 200 characters of a video description, if you were to include the keywords, it's just going to help the algorithm to understand what the video is about. So it could help you out with being found. The other part that I noticed is you can put all the hashtags over there, which are going to be your keywords. And when you're using the appropriate keywords tags, and then when you're using the appropriate keywords in the description explanation, that's going to be also helping you improve the score of the findability of your video. And you know how some of the videos have just a continuous timeline with no chapters? That's because people are not putting in their descriptions the chapters with the timelines. So if you were to refer, let's say 1 column 35, that means in the first minute and 35 seconds, that chapter is being referenced. And if you put a dash and then something on the as an explanation. Let's say that's like what is a funnel. It would then say on the video at the bottom of the timeline, you can see what is a funnel at the minute 35th second. So it's easier for people to navigate. And I love that experience when I'm watching videos. Therefore, if you were to include that in your videos, it's going to be, I think, easier for people to navigate through your video if they like to watch a certain chapter. Or I genuinely believe that YouTube is also scoring these videos at a much higher ranking. So that's the assistance that you can have from the YouTube site on uploading and sharing. The other part, the other technology that will help you out is your editing, right? For editing, you can use CapCut. I just love this platform. It is so much easier as opposed to Adobe Premiere Pro or something a little bit more advanced. While those platforms are amazing and way advanced, it's hard for beginners like us to just keep learning different kind of technologies every single time for each purpose. So we can't really focus what we do well or what we want to do well. That's why I use CapCut. It has AI features like AI caption generator, remove filler words, or enhance your audio, enhance your video, make it faster, or put certain like animations with texts, images. There's just a lot of things that you can do that it doesn't overwhelm you a lot. And there's a mobile editing option as well. However, I like the computer version. It's just desktop version is a lot easier. So that's where you can do your editing. And the recording part, a lot of people are looking at, expensive gear. You don't necessarily need that. You can literally do everything with an iPhone. And you can connect it to your computer recording system, whatever the tool that you're going to be using, software, and you're done. Because I do a lot of screen share and I'm on a Mac, I use Screen Studio. I just genuinely love this product. It helps me connect my microphone. It helps me connect my camera. It helps me share anything that I have on the screen or connect my iPad when I'm writing and sharing. And for the microphone, it's just like a basic Field World. I don't even know what is that. It should be Field World. Yeah, Field World mic. That's it. For the light, I mean, this was like literally the cheapest that I found. And for the light, again, cheapest option. Why am I saying go for the cheapest one instead of making it professional and be proud of your work? Because when you try to do everything well from day one, that's going to alter one thing, and that's going to be your consistency. And if you're not consistent, you're not going to have the option to discover what you love talking about, what you want to produce, and to see the return on investment on your time, on your effort, on your money, whatever it is. That's why start with the most basic one and just consider updating one of these items each time that you go. If you want to. If you don't, I know there are some productions that people do on YouTube, which is really shit, but they're so successful because the content that they provide, the value that they provide in their videos, I don't want to be distracted from anything. I just want to focus on listening this guy talk. That's it, right? That's why let's not overwhelm ourselves with getting into too much details, and let's focus on what matters most, and that's your enthusiasm about a certain topic that you're going to be talking for. So we've covered the technology side of things on the video production or uploading on YouTube, the gear. What else is there? I don't think there's anything else left over here. So I'm going to be ending the video over here. That's how you start the YouTube after your 30s. Just talk about something that you're enthusiastic about. Talk about random stuff. Don't worry about boxing yourself into a certain way of thinking or a topic. You will have you'll have a huge opportunity later on to niche down on something that you discover you like. And if you need to pivot, you pivot. But staying consistent is the key. And that's why I'm here for today. That's why I produced this video. Hopefully this inspired you to start your own journey as well. See you in the next video. If you have any business problems that you encounter, drop it in the comments in any of the platforms that I'm sharing this, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, or Instagram. I will love to talk about solving your problems in the next video. See you in the next video. Ciao.